I'm the Wizard of Oz.
Okay, you got Riz. Mesh is the Wizard of Oz. I got black, I got white, what you want? No one will ever understand how scared I am of going to the dentist, okay? Hi, hey, hello, don't even get me started. I'm going through the motions of the bloody ocean. I am so scared at the moment because basically my back teeth have started to like really hurt. Like they're quite sharp. And like part of me is just like, yeah, you're feral. And it's just plaque. But the other part of me is like, you might need a filling. And no one understands how scary that is for me because guess what, right? I've never in my years of living on this wretched earth been scared of the dentist until I got my root canal. You guys, you don't get it. No one gets it. You don't get it. No one understands the absolute searing agony I was in when I went through my root canal, right? Sorry. It's literally a non-stop yawn show here. I'm so tired. I worked 5 days this week. Yeah, feel sorry for me. I have it so hard, don't I? Joking. It's fucking normal to work 5 days a week. I'm not complaining about that, but normally I work 4 days, and this week I've had a really weird week. Like, really weird. I've been really off. Like, basically I've just felt like shit the entire week. Like, I had a cold, like a bad cold, and then, like, I've just felt really, like, hormonal. And this exact same feeling happened a month ago. So I suppose it's like my period, but I'm on the implant. I'm actually sat on it. My fucking reverse BBL is sat on it right now. I have the implant in my arm. I hate the feeling of it. It's back there somewhere. Fuck, where has it gone? There. I hate it. I really regret ever getting the implant. But anyway, so I guess it's sort of like my period, but it's just awful. Like, I felt like this last month, I feel like this now. Like, I've just had a week of being like, I hate my life. I hate where my life is going. My life is going nowhere. I was feeling so overwhelmed. I was like, I don't know what to do anymore. I don't know if I want to keep doing this job. I don't know if I want to go into a proper career. I don't know if I want to, like, I was just absolutely fucking all over the place. Part of me was here. Part of me felt like in a whole fucking other continent. Part of me was here. Part of me was there. I think there was a little part of me everywhere. Me when I sleep with an entire friend group. Anyway, yeah, when I feel like this, I get really in my own head. I'm like, do I want this job anymore? Do I want to go into a career? Do I want to move out? Do I want to move halfway across the world? Do I want to be around anyone? Do I want any friends? Do I want to be in a relationship? Do I want to just die? Do I want to pick up and move away to Australia? And then afterwards, I'm like, girl, you should be wearing a bungee whilst jumping to all them conclusions. What the fuck? So yeah, I've had a weird week. Anyway, this week started off with my tooth pain, right? And I would go as far to say that tooth pain and migraines are like the worst pain, like physical pain you can feel. For me anyway, I would genuinely 100% rather throw up every single time that I need to be ill. Every time I get a toothache or a migraine, I'd rather just be sick. Like, genuinely, I'd rather that, right? So I am scratching my arse cheek. Just trying to locate it right now. It's so fucking flat. Anyway, I went to London on Monday and I was like, oh, my tooth kind of hurt. And I think I've seen this film before. No, I have seen this film before and I hated the ending because this film was circa 2020, 3 years ago this year, with me in Leeds. Oh, jump scare. Whilst I was at uni, and I was like, oh, my tooth really fucking hurts, and I was like, that's so weird, like, so random, don't know why that is. Obviously, when you go to uni, you don't really think of transferring your dentist, like, you just stay with your dentist at home, like, you don't transfer dentists, do you know what I mean? You just stay at your dentist at home. Well, I'm pretty sure you do anyway. I don't know, I was only there for the free trial, 3 months. Go Keisha. Get money. I was in Leeds and it was like quite late at night, probably like 12 in the morning actually, and I was like, fuck me, like my tooth is like in agony. Like, it was my back teeth. What side was it? I think it was this side. No. Okay, we'll get to that, but like, if this is what I think it is, this could be fatal and I might kill myself. Anyway, so I was there and I was like, this is the worst pain I've ever been in. I had a cold flannel in my mouth, like to like bite down on to try and relieve the pain. Took so many painkillers. I was brushing my teeth trying to like just relieve some of the pressure in my mouth. It was awful. I was sobbing. I was literally sobbing. I decided to call the landline at home to try and get hold of my mum to be like, what the fuck should I do? Because at this point, I didn't know what to do, right? Like, obviously, this is the first time I'd moved out, and like, I never had experienced really severe tooth pain before. Like, obviously, you get that when you're a baby, but I can't fucking remember my little milky teeth coming through. That bloody... Does anyone remember that advert with like the 3 bits of toothpaste and they're walking around with these fucking clown feet on? Yeah, because they were making a mockery of us for believing that. Anyway, So I was calling my mum and I was like, this is awful. This is a heinous crime to me. I actually would go as far to say that it was a hate crime. Yeah, it was homophobic how much my teeth hurt. It was awful. Anyway, so I woke up the next day. I tried to sleep, but I couldn't. So I was calling my mum till like 3 in the morning. Tried to sleep, couldn't. Woke up the next day, was looking for dentists. Well, I was looking for dentists all through the night, and every single dentist was private or NHS, like you had to already be like registered there. And I was like, this is fucking great, I don't know what to do. So I called 111 and they were like, okay, well, we could give you a list of dentists. All the dentists they gave me I'd called, and then I found one which was a private dentist, but it was 24 hours. So I was like, oh, amazing, perfect, this looks good, like I'll just go there and see what's wrong. Because at this point I was like, I think maybe like I've chipped my tooth, or there's like a hole in my tooth and I need a filling, because I do eat like shit, do you know what I mean? Like realistically, I've got a Dr. Pepper addiction, I'm not eating well, I'm not drinking well, do you know what I mean? So I was like, okay, I'll just go there, they're going to tell me it's a filling, I'll pay to get it done privately and it will be fine, right? So I go and the woman's like, are you okay? And I'm like, no babes, I've been in the trenches fighting for my life, my tooth is absolutely killing me. And I've been taking really strong ibuprofen, because I went to a pharmacy and I was like, I've got the worst toothache ever, and she was like, you need to go to a dentist, and I was like, you think I don't fucking know that? I was literally there like, thanks for that diagnosis. Hey Siri, what street does Sherlock Holmes live down? I thought we were in Leeds, not down Baker Street, Sherlock. I was like, yeah, I know, I'm trying to get myself to a dentist. So anyway, went to this dentist, and it was quite close to where I got my tattoos, so that was kind of fun. And it was like in the centre of Leeds. And I went in and I was like, oh, I just have an appointment to kind of like see what's wrong. So she was like, okay, go in. I went in, I laid down, and the guy was like, okay, cool, just lay back, I'll take a look. And I was like telling him what was wrong, and he was like, oh yeah, yeah, you need root canal. And I was like, root canal, shoot canal, what the fuck is that? Because obviously, funnily enough, I wasn't doing dentistry, I was doing bloody hair and makeup. I had no idea what that meant. I was like, what is that? And he was like, basically your tooth is just decaying. And I was like, yeah, like the rest of my insides and my mental health, because I'm in this fucking god wretched place. Not Leeds uni. And I love Leeds, I'm a little bit of an advocate for Leeds, I really like the city. Anyway, now's not the time to be promoing Leeds, god, such a cringe flop. Anyway, I was like, okay. And he was like, so what I need to basically do is go into your tooth, scrape out all of the decay. I was like, you what? He was like, yeah. And I was like, oh, that's funny you said that. And he was like, and then I need to fill it basically with just like filler, so that like there's stuff there. And I was like, oh, that's fun. Yeah, cool, yeah, cool, that great, perfect, thanks. And he was like, so when do you want to get started? And I was like, oh, this is an optional, this is for realsies. He didn't say for realsies back, kind of a red flag. He was like, yeah, like you kind of want to get this done quite soon. He was like, because otherwise it's just gonna get worse and you might have to remove the tooth. And I was like, oh my god, you were being fucking for real when you were talking? I was like, I thought this was just a joke. And he was like, no, yeah, you really need to, like. And I was like, yeah, I got it, mate. Thanks for that. Thanks for breaking that absolutely treacherous news. I was like, do you know I have clinical depression? You want to mix that with a fucking bollocking root canal? All right. So he was like, we can get started today. And I was like, okay, cool, because like this tooth, it's fucking killing me. And he was like, okay, so rough cost probably gonna be around for 2 sessions. He was like, because we won't be able to do it all today. And I was like, okay. He was like, probably about 1,400. I said, it's funny you say that, because I've never owned that amount of money in one go, which is true. I've literally never earned that much. I've never had that much money in my possession in one go. I was like, what? And he was like, yeah. And I was like, wow, we're really not at home anymore, are we, Dorothy? What the fuck do you mean £1,400? Because not only is it an expensive procedure, but I wasn't registered there, and it was a private dentist that's open 24 hours. I go to 24-hour Mackey's, then come down the road and get a fucking fill-in? What the fuck? So he was like, yeah. And it was December, and I literally had to ask my mum, because my mum was like, do you have that much money? And I was like, babe, I'm at uni. I'm a uni girl. No. Do you have that much money? And I was like, no. I was like, but I'm fucking brave. saying you do. Imagine your 2020 Christmas present after that shitbox of a year being a root canal treatment. I would have just liked some fucking fuzzy socks, not being told that my tooth has a risk of coming out. I said, I've not even fucking come out yet, babe. There's no way my tooth is. So then he starts cracking on. Him and his matey, his assistant, with his little hoover, suction cupping my fucking gums. And oh my god, I fell asleep during it. Oh my god, I remember this so vividly. The first one, I fell asleep during it, and he had to like prod me. He was like, are you okay? And I was like, yeah, babe, I'm trying to catch a few fucking Z's. I'm not gonna sit here in silence whilst you're here for like, because each appointment was like 2 hours or 3 hours long. It was so long. And he was like, oh yeah, so basically I'm gonna scrape all the decay out, fill it and seal it. He was like, but later on in life, like, it could come undone. And now I'm sat here like, what if that's what's happened? Because you best believe I don't have that much money to fucking fix this tooth. Just take it, just have it as a relic. Put it in a museum. I'd rather let that little tooth die than have to go through that again. And it was just so uncomfortable. He had this big like tray that you could eat your dinner off fucking hanging from my mouth to like pick out all my decay, and I was like, this is rancid, this is rank, this is making me feel very sick. Not sicko mode, just sick. Like so now like I'm literally not allowing myself to use any toothbrush but an electric toothbrush. I'm using my kids Listerine mouthwash. I'm not taking chances now. I'm scared. Should have done this way before, but you know, too little too late. At least I'm trying. I'm scared it's this now though. Now I'm thinking about it, I'm like, what if it's this fucking root canal? And this guy, okay, imagine the first time I went to this root canal. Afterwards I had to go pick up some cocodamol, and I went to this house party after, or like flat party. It was totally illegal, but whatever. And some guy went to me, where have you been? When I was getting a root canal done. When I've heard that's worse than childbirth. I said, have you ever done either of them? He went, no. I said, then how would you fucking know, you tosspot freak? I told the receptionist that the next time I went back. She was cracking up. And then the next time I went to get the second part of it done, I did 6 hours of tattooing before and then 3 hours of that. And the guy went, well, this will be a breeze. I said, matey, you are literally drilling and scraping my gums. Shut the fuck up. I said, be fucking for real right now, because there's no way you're being real. You're being so fake. Faker. Anyway, yeah, so that's why I'm literally so scared at the moment of my own teeth. I think the worst dreams ever, apart from the 3 hour long dream I had of Paul Breach the other day, is dreams about losing teeth. I hate them. They make me feel so bad, because every single dream I have about losing my teeth, it's not like one falls out and then another. It's like I spit and all my teeth are just in my hand and I can feel them all coming out. It scares me so much. I hate having dreams about losing my teeth. What is this loss of control? Maybe I should go on a little reading on TikTok where they're like, you're going to inherit so much money. Really? Be fucking for real. Where from? You need to be more specific. You can't just tell me I'm going to inherit money. What, from a Wonga loan that I'm seriously debating? Because that's what I'll fucking need if I have to get another root canal. Go compare. You guys, I feel so shit. I do, I truly do. I've literally just been sat in bed for like maybe an hour, just crying over like, I don't know, TikTok. I've just been sat crying. You know, something that could make me cry is the amount of time it takes for vagina hair to grow back. Why is pubic hair a thing? Genuine question. I hate it. I hate it. Can you get lice in your pubic hair? That would be that would be unbearable to get lice in your pubic hair, but that's like completely besides the point. But why does pubic hair grow back? Like, why does it grow back so quickly? Serious question. Hate it. Anyway, it's not even like 9 p.m. and I think I'm gonna go to bed. Like, every day this week I've gone to bed so early. Like, I'm literally about to cry and I don't know why. Oh, it's definitely this fucking implant. It's like little fucking, you know, when I was little I thought goblins. Did anyone ever read the something fairy? So it'd be like Sasha the swimming fairy, and then it was a story all about like her like story as a fairy, and there was goblins in it. I used to believe those goblins controlled traffic lights, and now I feel like those goblins are in my head just controlling my mood. And I also feel like implant has fucking goblins being like beep, boop, boop. Feel like shit every single fucking day. Feel like you want to sabotage everything in your life. Yeah, it's awful. It's awful. I feel like shit. Man alive. It's hard as well, because when I feel like this, I can't really remember what it feels like to not feel like this. So dumb. And it's hard to be like, yeah, this is gonna end, because it's like a temporary blip, but it's just so shit, because, you know, it could last a few days, it could last a week, I don't know, but like nothing is actually wrong. I just feel so sad. What the fuck is going on? I hadn't cried much this week because I've really been trying to like sort myself out. Like yesterday I was like, I'm actually fine. Like maybe I just felt a bit overwhelmed because like this exact thing this exact same thing happened last month when I was in Cockrow and I had to tell the guy about my menstrual cycle on the phone. So like my mum was like, maybe it's just like your period, but like obviously you got the implant. I can't get the implant out till the 1st of March. I don't know if I ever spoke about that, but like I just feel terrible and like I don't know, it just makes me feel guilty. I don't even know how to explain it. And I was just gonna be like, oh, like I won't film any of my, like, I won't film anything because, like, what is there to film? But, you know, be fucking for real right now, babe. This is how I'm feeling. Why wouldn't I tell you guys? You know? It's normal to just fucking cry. Well, I don't know statistically how normal it is, but it's very normal for me. You know, motherfucker. I feel like I have thrush without thrush. Do you know what I mean? I'm just so emotional. But I need to go brush my teeth because I was like, I'm just gonna go to bed. But then I was like, be fucking for real. You're gonna go brush them fucking teeth. They're not so pearly whites. Them yellow toned. Those yellow tinged whites. This is what I get for drinking so much Dr. Pepper. It's my own fault. It's a crime. It should be a crime to drink that much Dr. Pepper. But, you know, I'm trying to be happy. Sometimes I don't want to be happy. Dixie said it, man. She was before her time.
Every time I take a break, the game be so